Profanity. Profanity is socially offensive language, also called curse words or swear words, because these words were indicative of the devil and anti-society. But they're so much fun to say, and they can relieve a shit ton of stress. This week on Behind Every Story, we're talking about swearing. Much like at the start of any network TV show or a movie showing on network TV, I'm going to post a quick warning ahead of time, because in this episode of this podcast, Behind Every Story, we are going to be discussing strong language and profanity. You have been warned, so join us if you may, or if you dare, or if you just want to hear what everyone's favorite swear words are. What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and this is Behind Every Story. If this is your first time with us, let me explain what's happening. I love stories, from comic books to films, songs to jokes, sitting around a campfire with a single person roasting that marshmallow, or sitting in an audience being enveloped by a storyteller with a crowd of people surrounding me. I love hearing people's stories, and even more so, I love learning about those stories. And this show is the proverbial director's commentary on the movie of life. This week on Behind Every Story, we're discussing swearing. I remember one day when I was a kid, I was sitting in my rolling chair in my room on carpet, which, if you understand physics to the smallest degree, rolling on a carpet does not work that well. That's why they make those big plastic things to be put on carpet underneath your chairs, because they don't roll. So in fact, my chubby little self had to grab the arm handles of my chair and jump up in the chair to try and back up out of the desk. I was not a smart child. And as I was doing this, my foot went underneath one of the chair wheels, and I came down on it with all my chubby self weight. I screamed in pain, I cried, it was a sad affair. And my mother ran upstairs to see what was going on, and she immediately threw me into the car, and we started driving to the hospital. And when we were in the car, she was saying, it's okay, everything's going to be okay. What will help this? What can I do to help your pain? And the very first thing that came to mind, being a suburban white kid who was not allowed to swear at home, I asked, would it be okay if I swore? And I saw my mom's grin wrap around her face, and she says, yes, go ahead. Because she knew by verbally expressing my pain in nonsensical means, it was going to calm me down and relax me a little. Especially since I was already stressing about, because I wanted to swear out loud because of the pain, and I knew my mother would crack me upside the head for doing so. So as I sat in my mom's car, yelling out every profanity I could think of without truly thinking of what I was saying, the pain subsided. And since that moment, my mom and I developed a language between each other where words stopped having the brevity that they would in society. And it was a social contract that we made at home that I was allowed to talk a certain way, but I knew that going out into public as a child, I was not allowed to talk that way. So it allowed me this verbal outlet of frustration, which more often than not really calmed me down and made the situation that much less than it actually was. Or really what it was, like slamming a chair on my foot. Yeah, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Today, we are going to be asking some awesome people who took the time to be on the show what their favorite swear word is and why. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to hear people's favorite swear words.
My name is Brandon. I am a software developer. I am from Elgin, Illinois. Ooh, there's so many to choose from. My favorite swear word, I would have to say my favorite swear word is fuck, just because of that abrupt ending, the CK. It just stops so well. It's when you're angry and you're screaming, just having that kind of abruptness to the end of the word is sort of cathartic, I think.
Can you give me some examples?
Just anytime you're angry, to say fuck, it just feels better than some of the other words. I know, the other words have abrupt endings, but something about it just flows nicely. It stops nicely. It just, when you're angry, which is when most of us swear. I find that word in specific to just be the most cathartic. It just helps calm me. The sound of it, the feel of it, the mouth feel of the word.
Oh, that was such a good way to say it, man.
The mouth feel?
The mouth feel.
Well, it feels good. And I like to swear. I swear too much, which is difficult when you're sitting with clients or somebody, because you can lose credibility in certain circles or gain credibility in others, especially with work. You're doing work with blue collar. If you don't swear, they get a little curious. But I really enjoy swearing. I like using all of them. With the exception of the C word, I won't utter that one.
Why not?
I think my wife would divorce me.
Why?
I'm kidding.
Is your wife adverse to that word?
My wife is a classic feminist, and there are certain words that are very gender specific and in a very negative way. And I agree with her on this, that they shouldn't be utilized because it's, I don't know if sexist is the right word, but it's like calling a woman a bitch. It's a very gender specific word for a woman. Now, if you want to say a woman is behaving poorly, you call her an asshole. It's more gender neutral. But, those gender specific words, can be problematic if you're trying to view the different sexes, not as equal, but from the perspective of equality, I guess. I don't know.
I am Chris. I'm a director of photography, and I am from Chicago. Clusterfuck. I think clusterfuck is definitely my favorite word.
Why clusterfuck?
I think it's because it has a lot of visual elements to the word itself. And I think, at least when I say it, I imagine a bomb with a lot of spikes that is just about to go off at any moment. And like, what is happening? Oh, it's a total clusterfuck. Like, just any second, it's all going to go downhill.
Do you remember when where you first heard that term?
I do not remember where I first heard that term, but I'm assuming that it might have been a comedian or in a movie.
How do you use it?
I would say that I mostly use it when I am at work and we do a lot of event work, filming. And so it's quite often when the planner of any social event has not done a good job at organizing or things are running behind, that somebody will ask me a question such as like, when is the first toast? And I'm like, I don't fucking know, man. It's a total clusterfuck. Great place to drop it and always gets a smile.
My name is Zach. I am an IT professional. I am from Aurora, Illinois, but I live in Fort Worth, Texas. Oh, that's gotta be fuck all day. It can be used in, so my favorite swear word is fuck because it can be used in any form in the English language. I mean, there's a YouTube video on it, and I was in the Army, so like it's every other word, I guess. I've kind of learned to calm down the language on the civilian side, but by far, fuck this, fuck that, fuck everything. It's just the perfect word for whatever you need it for. I mean, when people get mad, I guess, they might swear, but in a business setting, you can't tell somebody to go fuck themselves and do push-ups, but in the military, that happens on the daily. Like, shut the fuck up and do push-ups. Happens more often than you'd think.
Really?
Oh yeah. Well, when you're in trouble or you do something stupid, then yeah, on the spot correction means you're gonna get yelled at, cussed at, and have to do some sort of physical activity.
My name is M, and I am from Chicago, Illinois. Oh, fuck. Because it's just powerful and it kind of says it all. Like it's multi-purpose. Yeah.
Can you give me an example of how you use it?
Well, like if you're angry, I was like, fuck that, if you're shocked or surprised, it's like, fucking no way, like there's just, if you're happy, it's like, fuck yeah, it's just kind of all purpose swear word.
How often do you use it?
Oh, daily.
Daily?
Yeah. After my daughter turned about 8, I didn't swear at all when she was younger. And then it was like, oh, good. Now free for all. She's old enough now. So she may not be happy about that, but whatever.
What makes her old enough that you feel comfortable enough to swear around her?
I have no idea. It was just an arbitrary number I made up in my head. There's no. There's no rhyme or reason for that.
Does she use it as well?
Very rarely. She had to do not an audition. She had to do a staged reading, and the lead character was a girl who swore like a truck driver, and Molly had never sworn and was very concerned about having to do that, and she had to say a lot of swear words a lot of times, and she had to do the staged reading a lot of times, and so she kind of got more relaxed after that. And I have told her recently, like, it's just a way to blow off steam. It doesn't reflect on you as a person, so she uses it occasionally if she's very frustrated by something or whatever, but not very often. And she's 13 now, so she can, I don't care if she swears, but she just doesn't like it.
We are Lauren and Ryan. We are wedding photographers, and we are from Chicago, Illinois.
My favorite swear word is fuck, because it's the most versatile swear word out there. I can literally throw it at any situation. Fuck you, fuck this, fuck that. I love that. This is fucking crazy. It's just the most versatile swear word out there. It's like the Swiss Army knife of swears.
Probably for me, my favorite swear word would probably just be damn it, because it's subtle enough. I was raised very conservatively, and it's kind of like I'm able to like verbally say that word, and I really don't swear that often. Like I said, I was raised very conservatively, so damn it is kind of like I'm being bad enough that I'm upset about it, but not so much that I'm going to offend somebody.
Favorite swear word, because that's hard, because there's a swear word that I use the most, and then there's my favorite.
Okay, what's the one that you use the most?
Okay, the one I use the most would be fuck. It's definitely fuck. Fuck is the GOAT. All right, it's the greatest of all time. You could just use it for everything. Now, my favorite one, and I only unleash it when it needs to be said, is cunt. I used to absolutely hate it, and it still gives me the jiblies to say it. But when I say it, that's the ultimate attack. That's the attack that Goku should have led with in the beginning.
I understand that reference.
The C word is my favorite one. See, look, I'm still kind of a pussy about it. But I will unleash it, and I have. So look out, Midwestern politeness.
My name is Rob. I am a content creator and content marketer, and I am from the Midwest in America. Boy, this is a pretty light one. I can have very salty language, but I've also trained myself not to. Right now, I think asshole might be the best one. I use it a lot, and I found that I can use it pretty much in any situation without people being like, oh, you know? Like if you roll out a big fuck, you can't really do that in public as much, right? But saying asshole, people seem to be okay with. So I can get away with asshole a lot. So I'm good with that one.
I like that mentality of why. I find that as soon as a swear word is acceptable on TV, it's more acceptable in society.
That's right. Yeah. It becomes the norm. And that's one that's like pretty harmless when you think about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it made the movie Cats better as soon as they added assholes. So
this is Albert. I am an operations manager from Savannah, Georgia. My favorite swear word is probably fuck, because I say it a lot. And that's just the word. It just has so many different connotations to it. It can just be like, be angry about something. You can be surprised about something, be sad about something, or you can just be happy about it. Just, different ways of saying fuck. Then my favorite saying, if it's just something totally messed up, some fuck shit, and that's a good combination, is just fuck, fuckity, fuck, fuck, fuck. That's just how I use it. Just, that just explains so much of it. Boys, fuck ninjas, fuck shit. So.
My name is Michael, and I'm a photographer, videographer in the Naperville area. I use the word motherfucker a lot, and that's with an A and not with an ER. Especially like if you're trying to see this motherfucker at the store. It's such a good word. It helps you.
Do you use it in any other situations?
Yeah. I'll think about it like this. I come home from work. I look at Nicole, my fiance, and say, hey, this motherfucker at work was talking shit about me. And she goes, oh, what's that motherfucker doing? And I could be talking about this motherfucker or that motherfucker, and everybody's a motherfucker. And next day it'd be, oh, it's my friend John. I don't have anybody that's named John in my job, but I feel like it's such a light swear word that other people don't see it as bad. But when you put an ER, when you use the hard R, it really emphasizes how bad that person is, and it just really turns the tone really dark.
So you're almost using it more colloquially as nomenclature.
Mm-hmm.
Do you use it crossed sexes? Like you can use it for women as well?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I should say this, but you could say this cunt ass motherfucker, and they would know that it's a female. And you could just say it's a regular motherfucker, and it'd be and it'd be male. Like the motherfucker doesn't really have to be male or female. It could be a fish. Like look how big this motherfucker is. I caught it last week. Like this, it could be anything you need it to be. You could go home, your car will be broken, and be like, I got to get this motherfucker fixed. It works for everything.
The way you're saying it too almost diffuses the impact of the harshness that the word fuck can have. Some people are turned off by certain words, and the way you're saying it is making me laugh almost to the point where it's like, oh, that's funny. It's calming almost to a point.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. I like that.
My name is Stella. I am a person that works with people, specifically sometimes as an event planner, and I'm from Chicago. Oh, that's a good one. Fuck is my favorite word because it's simple, it rolls off the tongue, and when you say it, it's got this like, you can say it and say fuck or fuck. Or, there's so many ways you could say it, and it's just so simple. It gets the point across. And it's not accusatory. So you could say, oh, I meant blah, blah, blah. Like I meant it about this topic. I'm not saying fuck you or fuck off. Just fuck.
My name is Marie. I am a eyewear specialist, and I am from St. Paul, Minnesota. I think my favorite swear word is shit, because I can say shite, but I can also say shiza, and I like being able to bounce around between the three because it can get fun. It's not boring. It's not just shit. Be a couple different ones.
So how do you use it?
Shit is a fun one to me. I mean, I think all the cuss words are fun. I kind of have a mouth on me sometimes, especially when I'm playing video games. It can be something where, like, if you're self-deprecating a little bit, be like, oh, shit. Or, you can use it when you're mad. You can use it when you're sad. Last time I used it probably was a couple days ago when I dropped a pizza on the floor. I'm like, shit. So then I had to put a whole new frozen pizza in the oven. Yeah. I just like that there's like a little bit of versatility with that word.
Hello, my name's Dan. I'm a cartoonist, mixed media artist from Cambridge, UK. I don't think I have one really. They're all good. Bollocks, maybe.
Bollocks? Why bollocks?
Just like the sound. I think it was came from the TV show The Young Ones. There was a punk sort of guy, Vivian.
Vivian, yeah.
Yeah, and he had a very Londony accent, and it's just hearing him say bollocks just always made me chuckle.
I grew up with that show, man.
Yeah, same here. It's a brilliant show.
So give me an example of when you would use it.
Just anytime something goes wrong, really, You step on some Lego, oh, bollocks. Well, there's a bill through the door, oh, bollocks. And yeah.
My name is Sarah. I'm a visual storyteller and culinary maven, and I'm from a podunk town in Iowa. I do not swear a lot. I prefer not to if I don't have to. I only probably swear if I have a lack, if I feel it's personally a lack of my own self-control. While I don't have a problem with other people and swearing, I prefer not to. So I don't really have a favorite.
Hi, my name is Chris. I'm from Elgin, Illinois, and I am a self-described geek, lover of life, and hopefully a good person to listen to. Oh, it's got to be fuck, because I think you can say it like a different ways. It's like, dude, it's fuck, or fuck, or I just, I think that's just, I think it encapsulates a lot. So,
can you give me some examples?
And you can combine it with things. You can be like, what the, it can be a question, it can be a statement, it can be, it can show anger. I mean, you can be like, fuck, upset, or you can be like, fuck, I'm frustrated, or, I just think there's, I think it's a uniquely American swear word that, not uniquely, but I think we use it the best. So I like it.
My name is Potato Johnson. I am an IT business analyst, and I am from Crystal Lake, Illinois. Oh, it's same as everybody's. It's fuck. It's versatility. It can be used for everything and anything.
Can you give me some examples?
Oh, well, it can be used in place of literally any word. I mean, you can just give fuck, and that's a full sentence. So there's the obvious T-shirt, fuck you, you fucking fuck. It can be used in place of anything. That's kind of it.
My name is Mark Allen Fishman. I'm an artist and comedian. I am from Homewood, Illinois. Oh, I'll just say fuck. And if I have to give a why, I'll only say because Mark Maron has found ways to use fuck in ways that I had not imagined, like fuck stick and all of those permutations, and it's hard to top it.
Do you have a favorite combination?
Fuck stick's pretty strong, but if I get to go outside of fuck, then I'll say cockwomble, because that's just fun to say.
Cockwomble. I'm a big fan of swearing that sounds fun. Like, my current favorite is fuck knuckle.
Fuck knuckle is good. Forgive me, I need to request water for my intern. We'll see if that actually happens, because the intern's my wife and she's got a baby with her, so probably not. Might get a middle finger. We'll find out.
My name is Brett, and I'm a writer and a musician, and I'm from Chicago, Illinois. Favorite swear word and why? My favorite swear word is just the F word. Fuck this, fuck that. It's just fun to say, and I probably say it too much. It's not interesting or compelling. Now, I do like to work in some weird expressions that are kind of like swears, but are just sort of made up pastiches of different words. Like we always say jizz farm. It doesn't really mean anything, but one day in college, my buddy just walked in and I was like, how the fuck was your day? And he's like, jizz farm. I went, what? He goes, jizz farm. And I'm like, yeah. And so now it's 20 years later and we've been saying jizz farm, and really you just sort of take the meaning from the inflection a little bit. So it can mean a lot of different things, but that's, yeah.
My name is Sean. I am a showman and entertainment business owner, and I am from Chicago. Oh, fuck. Like, I just love saying fuck. It's so universally like sound to like place in any situation. So I say it to myself. I like whisper it under my breath sometimes. I just think it's just, I don't know. It's always going to be the number one swear word, which is horrible because like I gotta stay mindful. Like especially if I'm around my nieces and whatnot, I can't just be like yelling like fuck. You know, I gotta maintain that good funkle attitude. But yeah, man, fuck.
Can you give me some examples of how you use it?
I mean, like I'll see something that shocks me and I'll be like, what the fuck? Or, you know, something crazy, like we'll receive some bad news and I'll be like, fuck, you know, like, you know, with like 15 U's. And then, somebody would tell me good news. I'd be like, fuck, that's awesome. Hell yeah. You know, so, you know, it's really universally well placed.
Well, really, there was no contest to see which word would win. I believe if there was, we would have a definite winner. What is it about the word fuck that draws so many people to it? Is it the versatility? Is it the combination? Is it the disarming factor of it? Is this a word that you use in your normal life? I would love to hear from you. Stories make us feel a little more connected to the world, like no matter what's happening to you or how alone you might feel right now, know that you're not alone. We're all in this big story called life together, even if it's some guy yelling fuck running down the road. So always be sure to be on the lookout for amazing stories, because sometimes those stories can be seemingly coming out of nowhere. Do you have a story about your favorite swear word? Email us at behindeverystory@gmail.com. We would love to hear it. Great stories can be universal, or sometimes they can be very close to home. Great storytellers make the world a smaller and more intimate place. Thank you to all the storytellers out there, big and small, and thank you for joining us here on Behind Every Story. If you like what you heard, please consider subscribing on your favorite podcast streaming app or sharing our podcast to your friends and even random people, because really that's more fun. We love to connect with others and hear what you have to say. And you can always find us on BehindEveryStory.com. Thank you so much to our guests this week, Al, Brett, Bob, Brandon, Chris, Daniel, John, Lauren, Ryan, M, Mark, Marie, Michael, Potato Johnson, Rob, Sarah, Stella, Sean, and Zach. I'm your storyteller, Jason Osterkamp, and it's been a pleasure sitting around the campfire with you. Join us again next time where we're going to be talking about everyone's go-to icebreakers here on Behind Every Story.